Well, Rise and Grind DMV, happy Saturday. We are waking up to soggy conditions out there, and those rain showers, well, they'll be sticking around through much of your Saturday. So keep it here. We'll have a full check of that forecast coming up.
And avoiding a government shutdown, the details of the spending package that is now headed to the president's desk. And a second D.C. council member facing a recall effort, why Brianne Nadeau is facing pushback, and her response this morning. And the clock is counting down to daylight saving time. What you need to know before you set your clocks ahead tomorrow.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And we are coming up on 8 o'clock on this Saturday, beginning with this live look over the Washington National Cathedral. You can see those clouds in the sky, and it is kind of a dreary day today. Brittany will have more details on that in just a bit. But first, we want to say good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tosin Fakile. We'll get to our top stories in just a bit. But first, I think we're wearing blue because we're feeling a little blue today because of the weather.
Well, you know, blue is just my favorite color.
It is my favorite color too. So there's that. But I'm feeling a little blue today because there's a lot of rain, and we can see all of that in the radar behind you.
Yeah, and you know what? We're going to be seeing rainy conditions as we head through much of your day today. So unfortunately, Tosin, that feeling of blue is not going to be leaving us, at least for the first half of the weekend. Let's take a look at radar, kind of showing you the last hour across the entire DMV. Yeah, we had some light drizzle make their way into Washington, D.C. Now starting to see drier conditions, but still holding on to the clouds as you get further off to the north and west, out and towards the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, so the Martinsburg area, Hagerstown. You guys are starting to see some moderate rain work its way into that area, and overall scattered rain. That's what we're going to be dealing with as we head through your day today. So zooming radar in, and put in a pause on it. Notice right along I-81 all the way up until Hagerstown towards Winchester, Virginia, they are seeing soggy conditions. So if you are going to be heading out on 81, make sure you are taking your time. Temperature-wise, not looking too bad at this hour. We're sitting at 44 degrees right now in the nation's capital, upper 40s as you head over there to Lexington Park, 41 currently in Hagerstown. Then we're talking about upper 30s there in Winchester and Martinsburg. So keep it here. We'll have a full check of that forecast and when we could expect rain to move out coming up in just a bit.
All right, Brittany, looking forward to that. Coming up on 8:02, and we start with breaking news out of Montgomery County. Montgomery County police say a man is dead after a collision on Connecticut Avenue near Quincy Street in Chevy Chase. Officers say just after midnight, a Mercedes collided with a GMC Laredo. The driver of the Laredo died at the scene. The passenger of that GMC and the driver of the Mercedes were told were taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. That crash is under investigation. And a shooting investigation is underway in North Bethesda's Pike and Rose shopping district. Montgomery County police say an argument between a group led to a dog being shot. It happened yesterday near the restaurant Summer House. A bullet went through. There's a bullet hole through the revolving door of that business. That area was taped off for some part of the day yesterday. Police say no one was hurt and no arrests were made. And a protester calling for a ceasefire in Gaza rushing the stage towards D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser yesterday. The mayor was interrupted as she prepared for a speech at the kickoff of a community art event. Now, the woman was escorted out by security. Our political and government reporter Leonard Fleming has more from those who were in the room when the disruption happened.
The protester got very, very close to Mayor Bowser before her security detail whisked her away. Those in strong opposition to the war in Gaza, including the owner of Busboy and Poets, they tell me that they want the mayor to call for a ceasefire, and they feel the confrontation today was justified.
It was scary because they rushed the stage and nobody knew what's happening.
Bardia Saidi says he was watching D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser prepare her remarks at the Aerodramatic Festival when the unexpected happened.
Oh, here we go. Thank you. Oh, whoa, whoa.
A protester upset at the war in Gaza rushed the stage to confront the mayor. Her security detail whisked her away briefly while escorting the female off the stage.
And they had signs about the Palestinian cause, and a lot of the audience actually supported them.
One of those is Andy Shalal, the owner of Busboy and Poets restaurant chain in D.C., an ardent foe of the war. He also verbally confronted the mayor.
As someone from the Middle East, I feel like my voice is not heard.
Shalal says Bowser ignored his text message to her asking her to speak up about the war.
I understand that her saying ceasefire isn't going to change the world. So we need to also speak up, because as a taxpayer that has no representation in Congress, I want my mayor to say something.
It's somebody that has a power or has an influence that could bring attention to the issue.
Manaz Weldy is an artist who also saw the confrontation with the mayor.
If you have a platform and you are for justice, by all means use it.
The mayor said after the event that people have a First Amendment right to protest. They just need to do it safely. Reporting from downtown D.C., Leonard N. Fleming, D.C. News Now, back to you.
And still in the district, a group has officially filed a petition to recall Ward 1 Councilmember Brianne Nadeau. The committee to recall Brianne Nadeau, that's what they're called, made that announcement outside the D.C. Board of Elections yesterday. The group says the rising violent crime is the catalyst for this event.
Her weakening of crime prevention measures while simultaneously failing to take aggressive steps to solve the social economic causes of crime has caused immense pain in our community.
Nadeau says she's prepared to fight the recall effort. Ward 6 Councilmember Charles Allen facing a similar effort. Over to Capitol Hill, where senators have approved a $460 million spending package. Just hours before that government shutdown deadline, the measure has 6 annual spending bills that have already passed in the House.
The yeas are 75, the nays are 22. The motion is agreed to.
Now, that vote means lawmakers are about halfway done with appropriating funds for the ongoing 2024 budget year. A second package of 6 bills, which includes money for defense, is still being negotiated before that March 22nd deadline.
To folks who worry that divided government means nothing ever gets done, this bipartisan package says otherwise. It helps parents and veterans and firefighters and farmers and school cafeterias and more. We have fully funded WIC, so 7 million moms and kids won't be malnourished.
This week's vote comes more than 5 months into the fiscal year. Congressional leaders have relied on a series of short-term spending bills to keep the government open while they work to reach a full-year agreement on spending. An Ohio man was arrested after he tried to get into the U.S. Capitol with a hammer. U.S. Capitol Police found it in his backpack during a routine screening yesterday. Now, police say the man grabbed the bag and became combative when they tried to look inside the bag. Officers ended up using a stun gun and taking the man into custody. Police say the suspect, Christopher Snow, is charged with assaulting a police officer. Now, why he was there with a hammer is under investigation. The U.S. is planning to build a temporary pier on the Gaza coast. It would allow the U.S. and other countries to deliver critical supplies and humanitarian aid to Palestinians. The Pentagon says the emergency mission will require about 1,000 troops, many of whom will be from a Virginia base. Other countries will be responsible for securing and distributing the aid. The White House says land missions and airdrops of supplies will continue, but the pier will be more effective. Pentagon expects the mission to eventually provide 2 million meals a day to Gaza and anticipates the pier will be up and running in 2 months. 8:07 and happening today, Virginia lawmakers set to send a budget to Governor Glenn Youngkin before the General Assembly adjourns. And in it, a 3% raise for teachers and state employees in each of the next 2 years. The budget includes adding a tax on digital goods like streaming services, but it doesn't include other parts of Governor Youngkin's overall tax plan, which Youngkin says would come to a $1 billion tax cut. Youngkin can amend the budget once it gets to his desk. However, any amendments will still need to be approved by the General Assembly when it reconvenes in April. Now, yesterday, the Virginia governor also signed 64 bills into law. One of those bills puts protections for same-sex marriage into Virginia law. And a reminder, it's almost that time to spring forward. Right now, many people are planning to set their clocks ahead this weekend. That happens at 2 o'clock in the morning. So have you ever wondered why we do this? Why you lose an hour of sleep but can gain more hours of sunlight in the evening. Well, experts say pushing our clocks ahead encourages people to spend time after work doing activities. On the opposite end, falling back an hour in the fall allows students to go to school when it's light outside. And in addition to changing your clocks this weekend, fire officials are encouraging you to check your smoke alarms. Officials say if your battery-operated smoke alarm is 10 years or older, it's time to change it. They say you can find the manufacturer date on the back of that alarm unit. All right, coming up on 8:10 on this Saturday morning. Brittany, good morning. How are we doing today?
Good morning, Toastin. Your time now, 8:09, and it's going to be a soggy day out there, so make sure you have the rain gear on hand. Let's take a look at your breakfast forecast as we head into that 9 o'clock hour here in the nation's capital. Still going to be holding on to the upper 40s. By 10 o'clock, still going to see upper 40s across much of the area, but notice that rain will continue through much of the morning, and that's going to linger in through much of your Saturday. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of this forecast coming up.